God, she's loud. Oh. Okay, my darlings. Okay, I'm going to try and keep this to 40 minutes, 45 minutes maximum, because I'm aware that time matters. So get comfortable. We're going to talk about the winter solstice and the themes. Then we're going to go into a guided visualization, and then we're going to do the talk about the preparation for the practical steps to prepare for the Omen days. Okay. If you have any questions, just ask them. So winter solstice today really symbolizes the process of death and rebirth like nothing else. So its themes are all about the duality of reflection and processing versus hopes and dreams. So one of the themes of winter solstice is that sense of retreating and silence and introspection. Because even though the light has been reborn, it'll take a while before we're filled with it, right? For us to create our new year. So this is why I always laugh when on the calendar January 1st comes and everybody's like, New Year's resolutions, I'm going to do this. This is not the time for that. It's a time about retreating inward and kind of like our own personal hibernation. And this can often last into February, which is often why we see so many people who have resolutions that make them on January 1st. They don't tend to maintain them after about the first week of February. And just like nature below the surface of the earth, like if I look out in my garden, it looks totally dormant. I mean, I have the odd flower, but underneath there's a lot happening, just as it is inside ourselves, right? Our subconscious is busy processing, composting, rearranging, and planting new seeds. All of that basically without us having to consciously do anything for it. So silence and patience are important, right? And then we have patience and perseverance, because for the seed to develop roots and strengthen them, what we need are patience and perseverance, right? The grass doesn't grow faster if you pull at it. But in our modern times, and especially in our Western culture, we've often forgot to consciously cultivate these two qualities in our life. We're always on, available for others, and can buy pretty much anything, anytime, anywhere, and are always looking for the next dopamine hit resulting from instant gratification. So taking this pause in this time, that creative pause, the best new ideas arise, right? I mean, how can we expect to bring something new into the world if the old hasn't been released and it's still sticking around? I mean, I saw a joke the other day on Facebook and I did laugh out loud. And it's like, please remember to take a great big poop prior to midnight on December 31st. So you're not carrying the old shit into the new year. And I went, sorry, it didn't make me laugh. I have an inner 12-year-old. But it's only through consciously letting go of the old that we can make room to invite the new into our lives, right? So what we're going to do a guided visualization. I have recorded it because I had the bottom of my lip burned off the other day. And so I keep wanting to do this, which then interrupts the flow. So we're going to try sharing it and seeing if you can hear it. If you cannot hear it, give me a thumbs down. And I invite you, if you'd like, it's about 15, 20 minutes long, to take a deep breath, get really comfy. You can turn off your screen if you want so that you don't have any weirdness about people are looking at me meditating. So please feel free to do what resonates for you. So let's see if we can make this work, shall we? Okie dokie. Any questions before we go on? Yes, no? Oh, hang on, we've got somebody else coming in. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work. So take a breath, settle in, turn off your camera, get comfy, stand on your head, do whatever you need to do. Okay? So let's see if the recording works. Big breath, and here we go. Remember, thumbs down if you can't hear it. Breathe, sweetie. Just breathe. Let your breathing gently find its own slower rhythm. Breathing deep in through your nose and letting it sigh out of your mouth. Let your shoulders gently inch their way down, your jaw relax, and your forehead gently smooth. Breathe. That's all you have to do right now, is breathe. Be here, be present, and let your breath nourish you. We're going on a wee little adventure. I suggest you bring mittens, as we're going to go play in the Imaginarium, a most delicious place, and it may be a tad chilly. Breathe. I invite you to see, in your mind's eye, a snow-covered landscape with a clear, dark night sky filled with bright, shining stars. The air is cold and crisp, and as you pull your scarf tighter around your neck, your hat further down on your head, you can feel your nose tingle with the cold as you breathe. The landscape around you seems rather bleak, and to be honest, you are feeling rather fed up. The stress of the year has been weighing you down, and you just feel out of sorts. People are trying to pretend everything is normal, but it's not. As you look around, you see some barren oak trees, a few snow-covered shrubs, and the heads of tall grass poking through the snow's crust. Where are you? What are you doing here? You just want to go home, lie on the floor, turn all the lights off, and forget all the stuff. In the distance, you can see what looks like a small stone church, its dark outline lit up by the surrounding snow. Perhaps there's someone there who can direct you back to your dark house. So you start walking. The snow is crisp and firm and holds you up as you trudge across it, muttering under your breath about the cold, the conversations that didn't go well, and all the disappointments you have been feeling. The stars twinkle even brighter, lighting up the snow so you can see where you are walking. There is a small arched bridge that crosses a rapidly running stream where the rocks on the sides are coated in ice. You grab hold of the handrail and take a step onto the old wooden planks. A vibration from deep in the earth tingles the bottom of your feet as you make your way across. On the other side, as you approach the old church, you notice the doors are flagged on both sides by massive holly trees. Rich green spiky leaves are adorned with bright red berries, and the snow has gently kissed them, not able, though, to hide their shine and color. The doors are large oaken ones carved into an archway and bound with studded iron. As you rattle the iron handle, one side of the door swings open, and a gust of warm, scented air flows out, wrapping itself around you and inviting you in. As you step across the threshold, you feel another energy pulse through the flagstones and up through your feet, and gently curving around your legs, your torso, your head, and down your arms. There is something different, something magical here, and you can feel the hair on your arms standing up in resonance. You peel your mitts off and stuff them into your pockets. As you look around, you see a gorgeous, cute little old church with worn flagstones showing all those who have walked before you, and welcoming benches to invite you to sit and rest a while. What catches your eye is a large stone altar at the front that is bedecked with lit candles, holly branches, evergreen boughs, and a Yule log. As you approach it, you catch glimpses out of the corners of your eyes of bright sparkling lights that seem to dash past and towards a door open behind the altar. You feel safe, welcome, and warm. You have no idea where you are, but that doesn't seem to bother you. You unbutton the toggles on your coat and sling it over your arm as you approach the stone slab. Mixed between the boughs are pieces of mistletoe and the crystals of garnet. It's as if someone created this piece just for you to see. The candles are large and thick, and the light they give off is one of warmth and ease. You can feel your worries and stress dropping away. As you look to the oak door that is open behind the altar, you can see a warm orangey glow of light coming from somewhere inside. So you tentatively follow the light, and the wee spots that you catch out of the corner of your eye, were those wings? Did I hear laughter? There is a windy stone staircase that leads down, down, down. And as you take a deep breath and put your right foot on the first stair and your left hand on the stone wall, again you feel that energy rushing through you, soothing you, inviting you. The stone staircase spirals down, 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 and you follow it until it opens out into the most massive cavern you have ever seen. Spiraling down through the ceiling, making up part of the walls, are glorious thick tree roots. The way they have shaped themselves makes wee tiny alcoves where one could snuggle down. The smell of fresh cedar wafts through the warm air, and as you walk past the alcoves, you notice there are wee beings tucked into them. There's a rabbit fast asleep under a beautiful woven blanket in one, a family of wee mice in another, some glorious seeds snoring in another, all tucked up under brightly colored woven blankets, the colors of which you have never seen before, and which seem to shimmer and move, yet they're all sleeping in peace. A chubby little skunk takes a big stretch and climbs into his alcove, dragging his gorgeous blankie over himself and snuggles down. You make your way through the cavern in awe of all the plants and animals you see tucked up so nicely and sleeping so soundly. What is this place? There are soft lights glowing up above as if they were stars. The air is warm and scented, and as you stop to smile at a massive black bear with a woven hat on, curled into a ball snoring away, you notice there's still another door, the place where the light was coming from. The door is slightly ajar, so you give a gentle tap, and when you hear a warm welcome, you push the door open. The vision that greets you is one of warmth, comfort, safety, peace, and delight. Herbs are drying in the rafters amongst the trees' roots. There is a large fire roaring on the fireplace, and warm rugs cover the floor, and there are candles everywhere. The smell of pine, herbs, and beeswax fills your nose, and your heart expands with delight. Sitting near the fire in front of a loom, is a wee old woman with hair that shines like the moon. Her eyes are warm and twinkle with delight when she sees you, and she invites you to come sit with her a while and get warm. She pops the kettle onto a hook over the fire and throws a few handfuls of herbs into it. As you sit in a large, cozy chair, the scent of the herbs fills the air, and you feel so totally at ease. The wafts of lavender, frankincense, myrrh, cedar, pine, and others fill the air and tickle your senses. As you get comfy in the chair, you find yourself sharing with her all of your disappointments, the fractures you see in society, attachments, frustrations, and confused pieces. She listens and nods and lets you pour out all that you are attached to. And as you do, you see black threads starting to emerge from your skin and waft in the air. It's as if you were a porcupine with fluid quills. You look down at all these black threads in consternation. What are they? What do they mean? What's happening? These are your attachments, she says. All the things that you are attached to, whether past or present. She goes on to explain that to weave something new, you have to be willing to release the old. And she asks, do you want to weave yourself a new reality, as now is the time? You explore this some more with her, and she shares how all these threads aren't good or bad, but they are attachments that keep you in one place, the place that doesn't serve you anymore. She goes to a beautifully carved hutch and opens a drawer and brings out a pair of scissors. These scissors glisten in the firelight as they are made from selenite, pure crystal. She hands them to you and invites you to cut away all the threads so that you can create something different. As you start to snip at the threads coming from your feet, she starts singing. Her voice is so strong and beautiful and fills the air and the space with love, compassion, and even though you don't understand the language, your heart soars to hear it, and your soul dances in bliss. As she sings, you cut, slowly and surely covering your whole body, and the cut threads fall into a pile on the floor. When you are done, you thank her for her song and scissors and hand them back. Once she's returned them to the drawer, she grabs a gorgeous broom whose handle is carved with various markings, and she gently sweeps the threads into a pile and invites you to blow them a kiss. You blow them a big kiss, and as they vanish, your body is filled with energy. You have released the attachments and reclaimed your own energy back from them. You snuggle back into the chair, and she pours you a glorious cup of tea in the most exquisite teacup you have ever seen. As you take it in your hands, you lift the cup to your mouth and take a sip, and can feel every cell in your body filled with light. It's almost like drinking sweet sunlight. You look up with surprise, and she chortles gently. She leans over to you and places her delicate hands on your knees and tells you how you are filled with light if you choose to be. The cutting away of the threads has created space for you to create something new. Now is the time to weave it. You look to the loom and then back to her and say, I don't know how to weave. She gently places her right hand on your heart, smiles and says, you most certainly do, and it's all from here. As she lifts her hand away, palm facing up, a glorious ball of warm light hovers over your head, gently shedding light in through your crown, over your body and into your heart. You take another sip of tea, and as you put the cup down, you can hear her shuttle moving back and forth as she weaves and sings you a new song. The melody invites your heart space to open, and as it does, you can see glorious threads of brilliant color, colors you can't even describe. One thread is compassion, another is right relationship, another is service, vitality, well-being, health, love, personal comfort, community, adventure, security, and you find yourself adding more and more threads of what you want your new reality to look like. When you are done, you can see all these gorgeous threads moving and twining together into your heart. You take another deep breath, and as you exhale, they move from your heart and out in front of you. They start to weave to the rhythm of the shuttle and the song that you now sing to them. The tapestry that they are creating is beyond beautiful and holds so many colors, and you can see them shift and change as they move and adapt themselves to your best possible future. When they are done weaving, before you is the most sumptuous blanket you have ever seen. It gently floats down and drapes itself all over you, holding you in its warmth and light. This is you. This is yours. As you tentatively reach out to stroke the lush weaving, you are filled with such a sense of hope and peace and ease. You look up with tears in your eyes, and as the old woman stops weaving, she smiles at you and says, "Now offer a blessing." You look down at the tapestry you have woven from your heart and note the colors shifting and changing. It's active and filled with light, and as you put both hands on it and hug it close to you, you feel the colors and light swirl around you. As you breathe them in, you can feel them pour into your heart space from the back, through your crown, up through your feet that are curled up under you, and you are filled with spirit. Everything feels like spirit. You are spirit, and everything around you is spirit. And you can feel the field of blessing opening for you. As you burrow down under your blankie filled with spirit, your guide invites you to say the following after her. All is blessed,
All is
as am
blessed.
I. All is sacred, as am I.
As am I.
All is divine, as am I.
All is divine, as am I.
All is holy, as am I.
All is holy, as am I.
It's all spirit,
It's all spirit,
as am I.
as am
As you repeat the words, you watch your tapestry change and undulate. It's even brighter, the light within it is even stronger. And as you watch, wee rainbows of light are emitted going up through the earth, around the tree roots and filling the space with rainbows as if a massive crystal has caught the sunlight. You have sent blessings to every person, place, situation, or thing in your mind's eye. And as you know, when you give a blessing, you receive a blessing. Slowly, the light comes back to normal. And as you take another deep breath in, you know that everything changed. The vibration is high. Your tapestry blanket is rich and deep, and you are filled with such deep gratitude for this experience. The lovely wee woman smiles at you, puts down her shuttle, and as you rise to hug her, she drapes your blankie around your shoulders and reminds you that all you have to do is breathe into your heart space and it will always be there. As she kisses you on the forehead, she whispers in your ear, "You are light, you are spirit, you are blessed." And with those words and with that kiss, you slowly start to breathe yourself back into your body. Breathe, breathe. And then when you are ready, slowly wiggle your fingers and toes to bring yourself back. And then gently open your eyes. Welcome to your new reality that you just woke. Oh, and your fingertips have multiple colors on them. Blessings and happy solstice. How is everyone doing? Are we well? You've all got your blankies? Good. I'm glad. Okay, breathe yourself back into your body. Have a nice little wiggle and a shake. And now we're going to go over the pieces pertaining to the Omen days. As you know, if you did it last year, every Omen day has its own theme, its own energy, and stands for 1 month of the upcoming year. So December 26th stands for January, December 27th for February, and so on, until January 6th for December of next year. So as I said to you at the very beginning, this is about a noticing. This is about giving yourself time and space, because everything that happens on that respective day, say on December 26th or the respective night, can be a sign of what's to come during the new year in that respective month. That's why it's worthwhile to pay attention to details that stick out. Did you have a specific dream, an extraordinary encounter, or has an old friend reached out to you? I mean, we can take that lightly, but for example, I went out before the sun rose this morning with the doggos, and I lit them up so that people could see them, not that anybody was out. And as I was walking through this copse of Gary Oaks, I paused because the tree frogs had woken up. And there was this whole beautiful chorus, and I'm like, blessings, blessings, blessings. And then when I got back, just as the sun had come up, and I'm having my cup of tea outside, this tiny little hummingbird is like, "Hello, good morning. It's gonna be a great day." So, and I take notice of those, and I always jot them down in my day timer. So we can take these things lightly and totally ignore them. But during the new year, we look back every now and again to see what happened during that corresponding day and night and compare it if it's related to the respective month. But more often than not, you will find it is. So, how do you prepare for this mystical time? Pardon me. I suggest, and I know you're going to roll your eyes a bit at this one, until December 24th, declutter and clean. Let the old and disused stay in the old year. Let go of things or even people that don't bring you joy anymore, that don't uplift you and feel more like a heavy load. Return anything you've borrowed, pay back any debts that you can, and start freshly into the new year. And it's very advisable to clean anything outstanding, right? And then what you're going to do prior to December 26th, and I invite you utilize the solstice energy, do your releasing, but then you're going to write 13 wishes. It's called the ritual of 13 wishes. And you're going to write those down on different pieces of paper before you begin the Omen days, right? And then you're going to fold them up. You're not going to number them. You're going to fold them up. You're going to put them in a container. This is the container I use. So I put all my wishes in my witch box so that they're there for when I need them, right? And as we move along our journey, every day, and you will receive it the night before, so you will receive it on Christmas Day to start for the 26th. You'll receive the theme, some questions to ask yourself, some things to look at, and I invite you to use an oracle deck or a tarot deck or runes or whatever resonates for you, and gift yourself at least 10 minutes, at least, and everybody can find 10 minutes, man, even if you're having to sit on the loo and do it. But I invite you to really pay attention to the questions that are asked, pull a card, take note of it, share it in our group, because it's quite interesting to see how sometimes they overlay different people and different stories, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your wishes and you're going to burn it. So this is why I suggest you have a candle for the whole Omen days. I'll show you mine. I got one. I quite love it. Esoteric. And it's honeysuckle and jasmine with amethyst lapis and blue sandstone. So this will be my Omen Day candle. So you're going to draw your card, you're going to work with the questions, and then you're going to burn a wish. So at the very end, on January 6th, when we gather again together, you'll have one wish left. And you're to bring it to our gathering, and you'll find out something very interesting. So prior to writing your wishes, I invite you with the solstice energy, just as we did in that visualization, the cord cutting, write on a piece of paper what it is you want to let go of, what needs to be left behind. Then light your candle as a symbol for the light's rebirth and your light, and use it to burn that paper and what you want to release. And make sure you're doing it in a safe way, please. And then think about what you would like to attract more of into your life in the upcoming year. And that is where you get the inspiration for your wishes. It could be an object, it could be an experience, it could be a way of being, it could be a feeling, it could be a different relationship, anything, right? 13, I'd like to say 13, but I only have 10 fingers. 13 separate wishes, okay? And then if you want to take it a little bit further, just for shits and giggles, give a little bit of food or milk or water in a cup or on a plate and place it somewhere outside to thank nature for all that it's given you this year. Because these simple things, if done intentionally, can really support us in connecting deeply with ourselves and our soul. That is part of this Omen Day process or journey, is going deep without it being a chore. This is not a to-do, okay? So, any questions? No? Everybody's good? My God, you're easy. It's brilliant. You're goddesses. Oh, okay. So, we're going to start. You will receive an email. You can do your solstice release today. You can write your 13 wishes. Find it a safe container. It could even be a Ziploc bag, man. It doesn't have to be ornate. We don't have to go out and rush out and buy things. Make sure you have a candle. Oh, and a journal. So what we did last year was we had, with the amazing Lori, a journal making workshop. And this was my Omen Day journal from last year. And Catherine's got hers. That's fabulous. And I still have half of the book left. So I'm going to carry on using it for this year's Omen Days. And then it gives me also a place of reflection to go back and go, oh, this is interesting. Oh, good. You're using yours too, Robin. Perfect. So use whatever resonates for you. I advise you not have it on little scraps of paper that get left for lying around the house. One, you're going to, there's Robin's. Perfect.
And my gorgeous bookmark.
Oh, yes, from Elaine. Yes, I have mine too. That says Mystic. And then on the other one, on the back side, I think it says something quite cheeky, which is quite delightful. But I suggest you don't have it on little scraps of paper. For one, they're going to get lost. So when you want to look back in March at what you pulled, you may not find it. For two, other people may pick them up and go, what does this mean? What are you talking about? This is your private journey. And we share it together in a safe container in our Facebook group. There are people in our group. Oh, good. Bob says she didn't attend last year, but she does have a new journal. Perfect, Bob. Perfect. And a nice pen. I'm very picky about my pens. Very picky. I always write with a fountain pen. Call that British boarding school. But I have 5 different fountain pens. And I have green ink, purple ink, black ink, blue ink. So I'm writing in green this year. So there we go. So my darlings, any questions before we close? And look at that, we did it. 40 minutes. Oh, good. Bob has a purple pen. See? It's perfect. Okay. Questions, comments, input? Oh, Jana?
No, just thank you. Look, I've got my.
Ah, beautiful. Your calligraphy pen. Nice. Funnily enough, one of my boys the other day said, here's an early solstice gift. And he gave me a beautiful jar of gold ink.
Yeah.
And a whole calligraphy set. And I'm like, well, as I do my wintering. Oh, and this is the other part I'm doing in the Omen Days wintering process. Wintering, the power of rest and retreat in difficult times.
Yes.
It's meant to be very good. So I am exploring this. Well, actually, I think I have a stack of about 10 books. I bought myself a puzzle. I've got the dogs. I'm like, if anybody needs me, I am cocooning. So sending you all amazing hugs and blessings. Look forward to seeing you in the group. If you have any questions, just post them in the group, because if I can't respond to them, somebody else will. Okay? Whoa, Bob, that's you, Bob, that's you, Bob, that's you. Put yourself off.
I'm so sorry.
Oh. Woo. Thank you, Bob. That was a perfect way to end it. Woot, 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 woot. It's winter solstice. Woot, woot, woot. Go do your wishes. Woot. Big blessings, darlings. Have a
Thank you. Thanks, Jenny.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Welcome, sweetie.